Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and tonight I'm going to be talking about a show that quickly became one of my favorites of all time. I did enjoy the original source material, but this is just so much better. If you don't know what I'm going to be talking about, based on what I'm wearing on my head, I am going to be talking tonight about Cobra Kai. If you enjoy my channel, please subscribe to it. Make sure you hit the like button. Tell me in the comments something you enjoy about this video, something you don't enjoy about the video. If you're a fan of Cobra Kai or the Karate Kid saga, I'd love to hear from you. So let's get started. Alright, Cobra Kai is set 30 years after the events of the original Karate Kid movies back in the day with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. I loved the first Karate Kid movie. I thought it was great. I was really young at the time, but I enjoyed it. I really liked the second one. The third one was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't as good as the first two. And then the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank, yeah, not really that good, but you know, it is what it is. When a series goes on for a long time, sometimes it loses its luster. But then this came out. This came out originally on YouTube, their paid subscription channel, but I don't have any paid subscription to YouTube. And then eventually it moved over to Netflix. I fell in love with the series right away. It's basically, again, set 30 years after the original Karate Kid. Now, if you remember from the original Karate Kid, Daniel was bullied by this group of people in a dojo called Cobra Kai, led by John Kreese. Johnny Lawrence was like the best student. He was the one that was basically bullying the crap out of Daniel. You know, Daniel learned karate from Mr. Miyagi, fights back, and that's kind of the basis of the original show. Well, again, this is 30 years later, and it's kind of funny because the roles have reversed. And the show has a huge redemption arc to it, which I really enjoy. It starts off with Johnny, and he's in his mid-50s now. You know, his life has not gone the way he wanted it. It kind of all went downhill after the Cobra Kai incident and the tournament that he had to fight with Daniel. Daniel, on the other hand, has kind of become kind of a douche, to be honest. He's a very successful car salesman. He's got his own line of dealerships. Him, his wife, his daughter, they're very kind of leading a very privileged and spoiled life, and here's poor Johnny kind of living in the situation that Daniel was living in the original movie. So basically, what happens in the show is, Johnny's kind of like, he's a handyman. He doesn't have a lot going on for him. He's stuck in the 80s. He's not familiar with cell phones or internet or kind of modern things. He's still got that 80s mindset, and being an 80s child, I can totally understand that. But he wants to do good. I think he was set up as the bully in the original movie. But like I said, this is a redemption arc for him. He's trying to do good. He's trying to set things right. Anyway, he's got this neighbor that just moved in, and this kid is getting bullied. Well, he happens to observe it one night, and he beats up the bullies that are bullying his new neighbor. And the new neighbor's like, man, could you teach me karate? He's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to associate with it anymore. But eventually the kid, he relents, and the kid gets him to teach karate. So he decides to open his own dojo and call it Cobra Kai, which is what he went through when he was younger. But of course, Cobra Kai at that time, in the time of the original Karate Kid movies, was, vicious and violent, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. And he's trying to avoid that. He's trying to teach these kids not to make the mistake that he made as a kid. So the series, it's really cool. There's like 10 episodes a season. They're about 20, 30 minutes each. I would highly, highly recommend it. Basically, it's Johnny's redemption. And as somebody who, my life kind of went off course at times and definitely hasn't gone the way I planned originally, I can definitely associate with that character. And again, I was bullied as a kid too. So, you always want to see the bullies get what's coming to them, but you never really see their side of the story, what caused them to be bullies, So, basically, it starts off with this one kid is a student, and he's trying to catch Johnny up to the times because Johnny's still kind of living in the 80s, and Johnny's trying to teach this kid not to make the mistakes he made, but he's coming at it from an 80s perspective, and it's just really funny, the contrast with him and Daniel. There's some incidents with him and Daniel, and you kind of see where like the roles have reversed, as I said earlier. But over the course of the series, Johnny and Daniel keep interacting with each other. They keep butting heads, but eventually they find a peace, and they've got these little, I want to say truce, but they've got these temporary alliances that they form. Sometimes they're fighting with each other, sometimes they're trying to kill each other, sometimes they're going out to dinner with their prospective females and whatnot. So it's just this really cool thing. Again, to bring back something like that, Karate Kid was really popular when I was a kid in the 80s. I really enjoyed them, but I just kind of thought that was the end of it, and they originally had planned on making Cobra Kai a movie, but I'm so glad they did a series because you can really flush out these characters. I mean, it's not, in the first three movies, they're kind of like two-dimensional characters, like a one-trick pony. This, you see that there's sides to everything that had never really been explored and never really been considered, and that's what I like about it. It's just the most human characters I've seen in a show in a long time. So basically, Cobra Kai ends up, good intentions, taking this kid Miguel that had been bullied, and then he brings a lot of these other kids that had been bullied, and they're learning karate and they're fighting back, and so that's kind of cool. I'm always happy to see when a bully gets his due. But the thing I don't like about the show is a lot of the kids that got bullied, they change and they become bullies. So I didn't think, not that it's not realistic. Of course, it's probably going to happen if that situation was played out in real life. But I didn't like that aspect of the show. But what's really cool about it is, they keep bringing back these characters from the original trilogy. Of course, the late, great Pat Morita, he's passed away. And some of the other characters have passed away. But, Johnny and Daniel are the main characters. They brought back Kreese, who was, the original owner of karate, Cobra Kai karate. And so he kind of gets in the mix and messes everything up. Allie, played by Elizabeth Shue in the old movie, she comes back for a few episodes. Some of the characters that Daniel and Mr. Miyagi encountered in Japan come back, which is really cool. And the fights very well choreographed. Like the fights are really cool in this. They're a little unbelievable. Like I was talking to one of my friends about it last week when we finished watching season 3. It's a little unrealistic in that there's a big brawl at school or there's a big brawl at the mall and there's no security and there's no cops around. She's got a good point on that. But I just think the fight scenes are so exciting, very well choreographed, very believable. Like I said, just overall, it's a really exciting show. It's really cool. I love the character redemptions. I love that they flush out these characters so they're not so two-dimensional. I just like the role reversals, and there's just so many nods to the '80s, to the music, to the old movies. Like I said, there's an episode also in the second season where they bring back some of the Johnny's old Cobra Kai partners, which was kind of cool. They have one last adventure, so to speak. But it's really nice to see, as somebody who's in that kind of struggle myself, that I'm trying to redeem for a lot of mistakes I've made in my life and trying to set the ship right. I can really identify with those characters and with their their intentions. And unfortunately, things don't always go as you plan in life. And as hard as you try, sometimes you just get stuck in a rut. So that's maybe one reason that it resonates with me so much. But it's just such a well-written show. It's just really, really cool. I would highly recommend it. I love the show. I can't wait for season 4. It's probably going to be about a year until the next series comes back on, which sucks, but it is what it is. It's kind of funny because Rebecca had been aware that I've been watching it, and she's like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I was like, trust me, go back and watch it. You're really going to like it. Well, on January 1st, season 3 dropped, so I watched the first episode. She was watching it with me, and she's like, who's this? What's this? What's it? So she got into it, so we went back and re-binged season 1, season 2, and then we binged all of season 3. So really, really cool. I know my cousin in New York likes it. I got friends all over the country that like it, so we kind of talk about it on Facebook and stuff. Really great show. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but if you had any interest in the Karate Kid, the original series, the Hilary Swank one, this new show would definitely be enjoyable. It's just, again, I cannot put any higher praise on it. The writing is so good. It's so believable, so human. It just takes these characters that were cardboard cutouts in the first trilogy and gives them all backstories. You can kind of see all their motivation. You can see all the reasons why each character was doing what they doing. What they were doing, I should say. Really cool show. So I would definitely recommend you check it out. Toward the end of season 3, there's just this whole big thing. I don't want to spoil. I know I've spoiled some stuff in the past in some of my videos, and I don't want to do that. I'm just going to let you enjoy it. If you do like the show, give it a shot. It's on Netflix right now. It doesn't cost anything extra. Like I said, There's 10 episodes a season, about 20-30 minutes each. The season 3 episodes are a little bit longer than the first 2 seasons, but it goes by so quick. It's just so enjoyable. If you're an 80s child like me, you know, I was born in the 70s but grew up in the 80s. If you're a fan of Karate Kid at all, I would definitely recommend you check it out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure to give me a like on the video. Tell me in the comments something you like about the video, something you don't like about the video. If you're a fan of Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, I'd love to hear from you. I'm just going to try to keep the comments spoiler free, so because it is, you know, a fairly new show. It's not like something like How I Met Your Mother that I spoiled there. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.